How's it going, everyone? This is CentralCast, and welcome to an explanation video, like what's been happening the past couple of days. I just got over a cold, and so the other day I couldn't record because I would have just been coughing the whole time, and I lost my voice, and it was just not good. And then yesterday's the thing that I'm primarily going to be talking about. I've got a nice little story for ya. So, what happened yesterday? Well, I mean, we got several inches of snow, and then it blew, and then it was like 2 inches, or 2 feet, I mean. And so, what happens when it snows? Cars get stuck. So, I actually did get stuck. And so I was there for about an hour and a half before I decided, you know what, it's not worth it, because I was gonna just because I was just gonna wait for someone to get off work, but I grew tired of waiting. I'm like, you know, I'm only a few miles away from my house. I could walk it easily. That gave me a slight problem because of the fact that well, walking through 2 feet of snow is very exhausting. I feel like I'm in touch with I've become one with my Nordic ancestors. Um, yeah, so I was walking a couple of miles through 2 feet of snow. I walked until I reached it was like a little strip mall. It's like a tiny strip mall near where I live. I was just kind of there for a while, and then I walked the rest of the way. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try to find my own way and see if I can just scrape off some of this time. And so I went onto these train tracks, and so I was walking the train tracks, but that slowed me down a little bit. It did shave off quite a bit of time because I didn't have to go a mile straight and then turn left and go a half a mile down that way. Instead, I just turned left and followed the train tracks left for about maybe a mile, or I don't know, maybe a half mile. Yeah, I think. Wait, why would the distance change? Yeah, about a half a mile down the train tracks, but it was really difficult because it was all covered in snow, and so I wasn't sure where the crossbeams were, the little wooden planks. I wasn't sure where those were, and so I did have to slow my pace because otherwise I would have tripped. And I thought about vlogging it, honestly. I thought about just taking out my phone. It would have been poor quality because it's a phone. And I thought about just taking that out and just recording it, just saying, hey, look at where I am. But in the end, I left about 3, or not 3. 3 is about when I got stuck. Maybe it was closer to 2:55, somewhere around there. That's around the time when, or no, 2:50. Yeah, about 2:50. I'm trying to remember. It would have been around 2:50 when I got stuck. But in the I waited for a couple hours, or about an hour and a half. So I left about 4:20, 4:30, somewhere around there. And by the time I got back, it was 5:50. My progress was so slow because of the 2 feet of snow that I was traipsing through like a lunatic. But I did get a ride at one point because I was walking and I was texting someone. They're and then they ended up calling me, and they said, you know what, just stay where you are. I'm coming. And so I did get a ride for a ways, but it did take some time, and I was actually a little bit numb when I got back. my fingers weren't working properly. It wasn't like a frostbite or anything. It was just my fingers were just really numb. I was just sitting there trying to rub the feeling back into them, which it did, and I'm 100% now. But yeah, it did kind of. It was just an absolute pain. There was actually a wreck. Just if you don't believe me about the snow part, you know what? I'm going to put a link to a news article. There was a wreck on Interstate 80. I believe it was Interstate 80. Hold on, I've got a news article right here. Whoops, I'm not as far up as I thought I was. Okay, yeah, on Interstate 80. All right, there was a wreck on Interstate 80, which is not too far from where I live. I'm in the Des Moines Metro, and so I was in the internet. It was on Interstate 80. It was closed off yesterday. I'm not sure if it's open right now. It might be because that's a major interstate. It's a major one, so I think it's probably open by now. But there's a buildup of as many 70 cars, and it's like a lot of. I'm just gonna reading brief things off this article, which authorities say is the worst they've ever seen. I did actually watch this. So there's the 6 o'clock news. I can't remember. I think it was KCCI I was watching, but I did. But I mean, I did watch it and stuff, and they were talking about it. Like they had an interview with like one of the guys there, like one of the officers and stuff, and he was saying he'd never seen anything like it before, and and he was like he'd been like a police officer for I think it said 27 years, so that's quite a bit of time. And then as a ending fact here, last time Des Moines saw more than 3 inches of snow was December 28th, 2015. There you go. There's a little fact for you as an ending fact. So there was a major thing that went on. But yeah, this is just like something to say hi, bye, I guess. That's a terrible way to end this thing. That is all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and comment on the suggestions you have. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for the uploads. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video, which I'm going to be uploading today, most likely. I've actually got someone coming here who's going to be setting up a new modem, because I'm having problems with the transmitter. It is a transmitter problem, as I suspected. Transmitter problem, I mean, not problems. It is a problem with the transmitter, which is what I suspected it probably would be. So there's a guy coming in for it. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.